Hello, I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com. This is the chart for the new moon, 17th of September 2020. It's set for London and it's actually at just after midday, which is quite an unusual time for a new moon. The moon and the sun are in Virgo. Here's Virgo, the olive sector up there, at 25 degrees of Virgo. The positive news, first of all, the good news, is there is a very powerful trine, a flow of energy, that's the blue line, towards Saturn. It's virtually exact. So Saturn is all about things that are well constructed, long lasting. It's the mountain, it's the hermit, it's all these very strong archetypes. And Virgo is the maiden in astrology, but the maiden is a woman true unto herself. And Virgo is very much to do with healing, nutrition, diet, and sorting things out. So we have a flow of energy which is really helpful in doing this. And we're approaching, of course, the autumn equinox, which is coming up soon at the weekend, the 20th. So that is a real turning point in the year. In the Northern Hemisphere, we are about to leave summer behind and enter the golden days, hopefully, of autumn. However, that's the positive. The negative and the most strongest aspect in this chart, apart from the nose of the moon, is Mercury. Here's Mercury at 17 degrees of Libra at a right angle to Jupiter, which is now direct. Saturn will also go direct on the 29th of September. It only leaves Pluto, which goes forward next month. So Mercury, the messenger, in Libra is very much about diplomacy, about justice. Think of the tarot card, justice, it's the scales, balancing right and wrong, but also at a right angle to Jupiter, which is actually to do with the law. These two are opposites. Mercury rules Virgo, and then opposite Virgo, we get Pisces, traditionally ruled by Jupiter. Mercury also rules Gemini, and opposite we get Sagittarius, ruled by Jupiter. So one astrology thing I've always remembered is a jigsaw puzzle as an analogy. Mercury looks at the detail, the small pieces. Jupiter looks at the overall big picture. And it's worth remembering that at this time. We are in the UK facing huge amounts of restrictions, yet again, a government that doesn't seem to know where it's going. And interesting, the opposition is really showing its strength, I believe, at this time, the speakers, Mercury, the messengers. For you personally, this might be bringing out tension in all communication. That's Mercury, communication. It might be wanting to make things right, overextending diplomacy and letting go, for instance, of what you know in your heart is true. Jupiter is not strong in Capricorn. It's weak by sign. But Saturn overall is strong. It's absolutely strong. So therefore, to recognize the power of Saturn, it is to do with karma. It is to do with mastery. That's the word I'm searching for. It's to do with mastery. How are you a master in your life? Are you, it escapes me the exact words, but I'm the master of my soul, the captain of my ship. It's the Nelson Mandela poem that he liked so much. Happiness. Happiness has been on my mind. There was an article on the newspaper at the weekend that caught my eye, all about how to be happy, the foods to eat, meditation, to still the mind, and also to recognize that it is a choice. We all have a choice at this time. And it's difficult with Saturn being so strong, it can relate to depression. And will things ever get better? And I've heard of a friend cry for help saying, when are things going to get normal again? And I'm sorry to say normal isn't going to happen anywhere soon. We have got tension in this new moon. You can see it all over the place. Every red line creates tension. And the green ones also are tension. Mercury, that messenger, is in a tense aspect to Neptune. It's a building. That's called the letting go aspect. That little green line with a symbol. I'm pointing at the symbol, I hope you can see it. But that is also there with the north node of the moon and Saturn. The sun moon is at what is known as the bendings in astrology. That is the north node over here, in Gemini, and the south node over here in Sagittarius. They always go retrograde. The R means retrograde, and there you have it. So that is again a turning point. It's to do with the galactic center, and I just watched. I thought it was really rather good. A series on Netflix called Away, about the journey to Mars, and I happened to watch it the very day Mars went retrograde in the sky, which was last week on the 10th. It's a really good watch if you're into Netflix. And it's all about relationships and family. It's not so much about a spaceship, but that comes into it. So that sense of a goal, the whole idea of going to Mars is a long, long journey. It's a 3-year journey there and back. And would you want to do that? Would you really want to go through that? I don't think I would. But the sense of focusing on long term is actually rather relevant at this time with these planets arranged as they are. So the earthly quality is being focused upon. It will soon move to more air. Air is communication, which, as I said, is going to happen at the autumn equinox when the sun moves into Libra. Uranus in Taurus is under stress. You can see the red line going across to Uranus there, another red line down here, the south node, and also that moon and sun. So Uranus is about change, and we can't resist change. We need to go with it. And the simplest thing is to, what an astrologer mentioned, I thought, that's a really good idea, just to move your chair, wherever that may be, your favourite chair in your office or your living room, to see your room from a different point of view. A simple thing to do, but that's what Uranus is asking us, to see things differently. Venus has only just moved away from that square. Squares mean challenge. They are difficult. Venus is in Leo. Uranus rather than Taurus. They're fixed signs, but they're at odds with each other. Venus, the goddess, is always an important planet for us all. And travelling at the moment through Leo is the archetype of the queen, having good boundaries, being able to banish people from your realm if they are toxic, and having that discernment because of the Virgo energy. You don't have to cut them away forever, but just notice, do relatives or friends, do they support you or do they not support you, to put it mildly? So here you have it, Mercury, Jupiter. These two need to come together. One concept I've come across by Lawrence Hillman, the son of James Hillman, who was very strong on archetypes, is in your chart to look at two planets at a right angle or an opposition, which are exact or really, really tight. And that's the theme of your life. It's a really interesting thing to look at. In my chart, I have Venus opposite to Uranus, theme of my life. Independent in relationships, but also my love, Venus, of astrology, Uranus, and technology. See how it can be really interesting to see this and know who you are as a result. I'm offering consultations this month. I'm around, and I'd love to help you find those two archetypes and how to integrate them. It's most important. So I leave you with that thought. Mercury, what does it want to say to you? Listen to those words of justice. They're wanting to speak. Thank you for watching. I'm Pam Carruthers of HealingStars.com.